What's up? It's March 3rd, 2009. This is my first video in a while. And first off, I'm sitting on the floor because basically this room is a mess and you can't see that. So, number two, my eyes are really bothering me, so they're a little bit red. Can you see? I'm not stoned. I'm tired. So today was an exercise and a lesson in humility. A few months ago, back in October actually, I noticed this smooth little spot on the back of my head. Freaked the hell out. And I had just gotten a haircut a few days before that at this salon that I send a lot of my hotel guests to. Like, I have a relationship with this salon. And they'd invited me in and given me this great haircut, and I really liked it. And then a few days later, I noticed this bald spot on the back of my head. I was livid, and I went to my computer, and I took a picture, and I'm going to show you the picture. This is totally embarrassing, but here it is. Oh my god, you don't understand. Like, I was so upset, and so I take that picture and I email it to the salon owner, and I just gave it to him, and I was like, we have a working relationship and this was completely unacceptable. Your stylist should have owned up to the fact that he did this to my hair. And of course they were like totally apologetic, and I wasn't having it, and that was it. That was it. I was mad, and that was not cool. And then they got back to me, and they were like, actually, we took a closer look at that picture, and it looks like you have alopecia. I was like, well, I definitely don't have alopecia because that wasn't there before. Well, it's been 5 months since then. That bald spot is still on the back of my head. Now, you can't see it right away. Like, you can't even see it up close. It's underneath, like, this, little chunk of hair that lays over it. So I'm lucky, but it's been there, and that little spot has gotten a little bit bigger, and it's very clear that that was not a fuck-up of the salon. It was alopecia. It's been eating away at me, so I went into the salon today. The owner actually came into my hotel recently just to see how everything was going and to try to smooth things over. And I apologized to him, and he gave me the number of this great dermatologist, and, we were cool. But I really still had another apology to make, and that was to the guy who cut my hair, because it was him who I was really mad at. And I went in there today and basically had to just eat crow. Acknowledge that I overreacted, acknowledge that I was disrespecting his professionalism, and it was an incredibly awkward and uncomfortable situation, but it was one I knew I had coming, and I knew I had to do it. He was very gracious with me and totally cool. We hugged it out, and everything's cool now, but I really did feel like a grown-up today. Like, I really had to do this thing I didn't. And the thing is, I didn't have to do it. I could have just avoided them forever. And I've been sending people into their salon ever since all this happened, but I hadn't really owned up to what I had done by sending that email and by using the words that I used. And yeah, it was just like an experience I had today that I felt like I should talk about. If anybody knows anything about alopecia, let me know. If you've been through this, tell me what your story was. How long did it take for your hair to grow back? Because this little spot is perfectly smooth. Like, there are small little patches that are starting to grow, but it's taking a really long time. And the cortisone shots that the dermatologist gave me really haven't done anything. So I'd like to know what everyone else's experience was with that. I have one more thing I want to share. Just because I'm on this embarrassing story trip. This is a Metro card. Now, for anybody who's not familiar, in New York, whenever you're going to take the subway or the bus, they used to use tokens, and now they use Metro cards. When I was getting ready to move to New York, and I was 19 years old, me and my family were doing all this research about the Metro cards, and I knew that they were unlimited. On my very first trip into the city, I was by myself, and I had my little Metro card. I was at the subway station for 72nd Street and Broadway, and I was standing on the platform and I was looking around, and I saw all of these Metro cards everywhere, just scattered on the steps, on the platform, just like garbage, just tossed. And I was like, oh my god, I hit the jackpot. I didn't know that they were expired Metro cards. I didn't know that Metro cards stopped working after a while. So I grabbed all of them and shoved them in my pocket and tried to do it as discreetly as possible. I was like, look at all these people just walking past all these Metro cards. Oh my god. And the funny part is, or the stupid part is, I did this for weeks. After classes at school, I'm just going to say it. One time I even came in on a Saturday to a busy subway station and looked for Metro cards. It wasn't until much later when I tried to use, about 50 of them that I realized they didn't work. But yeah, every time I pull out my Metro card and swipe to get on the train, I think about that. And yes, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot since I've lived in New York. Look at all these embarrassing stories I'm sharing. I think everyone needs to make a video response and tell me a really embarrassing story about yourself. I would like that I would like for that to happen, but you guys don't make very many video responses. So I wish I hadn't stayed away so long. There's been a lot of videos I've wanted to make, stuff I want to talk about, and a lot of YouTubers whose videos I'm enjoying, and a lot of video responses I plan to make. So those will be coming up, and that's it.
Groovy!